I love that song. Tonight, we're talking about something that has a lot of pooler residents fired up right now. If you live in the coastal Georgia area or you're considering making a move to the area, this episode is for you. Tonight, we are diving into the latest real estate trends, what those trends mean for buyers and sellers, and the local conversations that could shape the future of our communities. So let's get into it.
Welcome back to this episode of the Market Sip. My name is Patrick Donovan from eXp Realty, part of the Johnson Group, and I'm joined by my co-host Brandon Giebler from Next Move Real Estate. And today we're talking about year-over-year stats for the Savannah housing market, May of last year versus May of this year. We're going to be diving into the Savannah market, Pooler market, Richmond Hill, Port Wentworth, Rincon, Guyton markets, and of course, our show is about you. So thank you guys for watching so much. We really, really appreciate it. If any comments about how does the public or public comment part of the city council meetings bother you, put it in the chat. If it doesn't bother you, put it in the chat. We want to know either way. And of course, if you have any questions, maybe you're too shy to type it on the chat and you just want to talk to us personally, hit them codes right above us. They're going to take you right to our numbers, emails, Instagrams, YouTubes, all the good stuff that you want to get on board with us is right there. So, Brandon, I'm super excited about the show, man.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be a fun one for sure. You get the market trends, you get to see the numbers of what's going on, and then we get to talk a little something that's going to get a little fun, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You got to participate for it to be fun, though. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to have a masturbatory situation, right? We're trying to have everybody engaged together. Maybe like a orgy type situation. You know what I'm saying? Just multiple people at the same time, not by ourselves. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, we get you. We get you.
That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Tell Josh to stop laughing in there. I can hear him all the way at my house.
He can't help it. So before we get into these hot topics that's happening in Pooler, we're gonna go over the stats real quick. And I just want, I say it till I'm red in the face. Like, the biggest misconception right now with the real estate market is the housing market is crashing. It's not crashing. It's more coming into a balance part of it. It's not this way or that way. It's actually evening out. So it's going to be better for everybody right about now in this time period. I mean, houses are taking longer to sell in most areas, and buyers are being super choosy with their purchases, which I agree. You should. It's a big investment. And the inventory, I mean, it's just stacking up everywhere in several markets. So it's not just here. So get that out of your brain. At the same time, fewer homeowners are listing their properties, which is also helping keeping us from having that major oversupply of properties, which is probably why the new listings are kind of simmering down in a lot of those places. But, the days that you could just, I'm going to put my house on the market on Friday, I'm going to have 1,000 offers by Sunday. I'm going to have to calm down a brawl and break up some fights in my front yard because all these people are trying to, get your house. Like, that time period is behind us. We don't have that. We're not set up like that anymore. But well-priced homes in desirable areas are still selling. But we're also going to talk about something that these Pooler residents are getting real riled up about, starting with the public comment, the growth, whether the residents feel like they're being heard anymore at this point. Because, buying a home isn't just about the home anymore. There's a lot of things included.
I want to say, Josh, thank you for joining us on the chat. Anybody else that's in here right now, please hit us in the comments. We want to say hi. Of course, where are you watching from? Put it in the comments. We want to know where you're coming. Are you from Port Wentworth? Let me put my comment in here. Let's see. Are you from Port Wentworth like me?
No.
Port Wentworth. Are you from Pooler, Savannah? Where are you joining us from? We want to know. Put it in the chat. And of course, we got a poll. If you live in Pooler, we want to know this, okay? We want to know.
We need to know, actually.
We need to know. What is frustrating you most about what's happening at Pooler right now. Number 1, public comment being moved to online. Number 2, traffic and overdevelopment. Number 3, property taxes and growth costs. And number 4, flooding and infrastructure. Put it in the chat. What is bothering you right now? I would say, I don't have any dog in this fight. The only dog I have in this fight is traffic. So
I know. I definitely have to go for traffic too, so I get it.
The other part's important too, right?
Yes, for sure. But traffic is every single day. But that also stems from number 1, if you think about it.
The public comment?
Yeah.
How is that?
If people can't get heard, then who's to say that will ever be an issue that's solved?
That's true. Say if they can't go tell you in the public comment portion of the city council meeting, then I guess you're saying that they will not be able to. I get it. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So you got plenty of time to put your questions in the chat there. What I've learned is that it hides my face when I'm talking, so I'm just going to hide it for right now. Just remember it's out there. We'll bring up the poll again. Don't worry about it. Stay tuned. But let's talk about the whole market going on right now. So we're talking about the entire region and what's going on. And there's a disturbing trend going on. And when we saw it, I was like, whoa. Like, really? Like during this time in June, Brandon?
Hype time? Yeah. It's weird.
It's a little bit strange. So you pull up these numbers and you're seeing that new listings are down in every single area of the Savannah area. You see here, down in Pooler by 4%, down in Pooler by 41%, Richmond Hill 34%, Port Wentworth 60%, Rincon 29%, and in Guyton 43%. So new listings are down in the area. And Brandon, can you tell me what do you think this is attributed to?
I think it has to do a lot with all the stagnant listings that are just hanging out on the market. The sellers now that don't have their house on the market, trust me, they're looking, they're watching, and all they're seeing over and over and over again are price drops. And they're like, crap, this just doesn't make sense anymore. Like, why would I put my house on the market, compete with these ones that have been on forever? People are probably going to go after because they've been on the market so long and they've dropped so many times. It looks a little desperate. So they're probably trying to wait it out so that they can get that top dollar that they feel that their house is worth, in my opinion.
Well, this is a very interesting question from Teresa Cameron. And I want to tell you, thank you so much for the comment here. So she asks, is the overdevelopment of so many apartment complexes bringing the value of single family homes down? Brandon, what do you think?
I don't want to say it's bringing them down. It's definitely not making it look super appealing when you have to drive past 12 apartment complexes to get into your neighborhood. And then you have to deal with crazy traffic because there's construction going on and it's kind of hard to turn into those apartment complexes. Someone beeped at me super aggressively when I was turning responsibly fast-ish. Like there's just so much congestion, and the apartment complexes don't help it. So it might not help you on like desirable location wise, but I don't think those are like really contributing to the prices of homes.
Well, here's the thing I would say, Brandon, and this is not the, I can kind of see where it could happen. Think about it now.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this question. Say you're buying in your neighborhood where you live right now off of Quaco, right? And those apartment buildings open up right there and are just so much traffic that you can't get out, and you live there and you're renting. Would you buy your house if you live there? Right? If you can't get out of your own neighborhood.
Probably not. But with all the construction going on, it's definitely causing a hindrance of that. But once it's done, it'll flow a little bit better. And if you're in a prime location where you have easy access, you have to look to the future. We're going to be positive.
Dude, I'm just looking at, I was kind of looking at my own situation too. Like, I'm kind of feeling what you're saying. Like, I'm coming out to 65 apartment buildings right on 21, right where I'm trying to get. It took me 20 minutes to get past 95 from Rice Hope on 21.
Yes,
20
it's
minutes to go 2 miles.
yep.
And I'm not like trying to say, Long Island stuff. I don't know what it's like traffic to be out there and stuff in New York, but that's ridiculous, man.
It's ridiculous to
But
us here. We're not from all those crazy places, so it's a little
right.
weird here.
Yeah. So I would say, as to your question, I would say if traffic gets too bad in an area because it's overpopulated by apartments, well, then most likely if it's too much of a hassle, people can't get in there, and they see that during their due diligence, no one's going to want to buy there. Like, let's try to find somebody else. So yes, do I think it will kind of do it without the sellers or even the real estate agent really knowing it, unless they know the area very well? It's definitely a possibility in my mind. So,
I can tell you the
um,
times. I can tell you the times to avoid that street.
right. And then, okay, so another thing that I thought was interesting, especially during the heat of the season, Brandon, when do houses sell in real estate? What are the months?
I mean, we're in prime time: April, May, June, July.
Prime time, right? So new listings are down, but check this out too. Days on the market are all up. 66 days in Savannah went to 95 days. Pooler, 89 days. Richmond Hill, 87 days. Port Wentworth's doing not too bad, actually, 71 days, but 107 days for Rincon. Guyton's the only one where it went down. You know what I'm saying? So you're seeing days on the market like this all the way up like that, and then people aren't coming to the market. Wow. This is a
People
little bit of a quagmire right here.
people must be showing Rincon homes during rush hour, and then people are like, "Nah, I don't want to go through this."
No, but days of the market being up, and with like I said, with new listings coming, it's just an odd time for these numbers to be happening, Brandon. And it's just kind of telling me that, buyer activity is still there, right? It's still happening. Homes are closing, but like, they're being more picky, right? They're actually shopping lenders. They're shopping different houses. They're like checking out interest rates. And of course, interest rates haven't been great. I mean, I'm actually going to throw them on the screen so people can see if they're not known, but I mean, they're still kind of, in that 6.5%, low sixes for those government backed loans. So, I mean, I think it really, at a time like this, days of the market going up and new listings going down, it's just a very weird market. Let's check out what's going on in Savannah, Brandon.
Yeah, I was like, do you not think that like right now, like the 6% is kind of normal? Is turning into normal?
It is, but it still doesn't make it,
Does make it
doesn't make it
better.
cheaper. I mean, also, though, I do see this that we've been seeing home prices are kind of retracting. I think we had talked about that. So,
Yeah,
with the combination of both, I think really that's why I think homes are moving a little bit more.
right, exactly. They're going to keep moving, just might be a little slower. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll jump into Savannah because Savannah's like our biggest metro to really kind of base everything else off of in a way. And you have new listings are down 4%. You got days on market. Oh, you're up to 95 days. You gained a whole month. That's not good. But your median price is down 4%, but it's still over that $350,000 cuff. That's where it gets a little tricky sometimes, especially for affordability. But you can see also that the closed sales is basically flat. So there's not a whole lot that's been changing when it comes to the closings. They're still going to happen. Savannah's still a desirable area, and it's such a big area that you got all sorts of different, from beach to downtown to the neighborhood style. You got all kinds of options there. And the homes for sale is up 21%, which lots of inventory coming up, and the price per square foot went down though. Thank God. So if you want to get in Savannah, now's the time. It's down 2%. Yeah. so so what does this mean? Again, this is a market that is balancing itself out. We're not crashing. It's still a good investment, especially if you're an investor. It might be definitely a long-term kind of thing, but it's a good place to invest when it comes. It is. I've done a lot of the research, trust me. But buyers have more choices and they have more time to make decisions right now, which is why we're having all this inventory sitting on the market. People are comparing things now. They're not having to jump and hope for the best and waiving inspections and not caring about all these little details that actually make a difference. So they have a little bit more negotiation power. So that's a thumbs up for buyers. So especially if they're sitting on the market for a long time, you got negotiation powers. I don't know any of those listings. For sellers, the key is the pricing today's market. You can't price for yesterday. You can't price for COVID times because your neighbor sold during COVID, and it made
Mhm.
sense then that your house was $60,000 for some reason more, because the well priced homes right now are still selling, but the buyers are being super choosy. So you got to be smart when it comes to putting your house on the market. Don't go crazy. Listen, do your honey-do list. You know what I mean? Hmm. I'm not bitter about any of that. So now that we've covered Savannah, Patrick, tell us what's happening in Richmond Hill. Do you see the same trends, or is Richmond Hill like has its own story to tell over there?
I think they tell a similar story, but it comes down to like you're saying, and we're going to say this again and again. So I'm going to try to just hit it up front. Homes that are prepared to sell, so don't take these long days on market. If your home is ready to sell, move in ready, updated, looks good, priced correctly, those homes are going with multiple offers, right?
Still,
So
yeah,
there's a difference, right? If you were prepared and your home is on the market, you're off in a couple weeks. But if you are not, that's where you hit that 95-day mark. So I just want to keep that in mind. And again, Richmond Hill kind of selling similar stories here. New listings are down by 34%. Days on market up to 87 days on market. So you're going to be on the market for 3 months if you're not well prepared. Longer if you are one of those, let's see what happens to my home if I throw it on the market and see what happens. It ain't them COVID days like Brandon had said. Median price, home sales prices down by 2%. Love that. That's good. Like I said, the home prices are kind of retracting back, which we had talked about. I mean, months and months and months we've been talking about home price retracted, Brandon. Every prediction we made was pretty accurate so far. I'm not saying we're professionals, but wait,
I'm not.
oh, we are professionals. That's right. I
I was
forgot.
going to say geniuses. I wouldn't say we're geniuses, but
But I mean, we kind of do follow these things very very closely. But yeah, so the home prices are retracting. With interest rates, if they can kind of find a good place for buyers in Richmond Hill and Savannah and all these places, then they're going to pull the trigger. Closed sales are up by 22%. Homes for sale down by 16%. So a little bit different from Savannah. Savannah's up hot, big time. Richmond Hill is come down, and the price per square foot dropped big time, dude.
yeah,
Big time. So I would say, biggest takeaway, there's still demand in the market, right? There's always going to be demand, especially with the PCS season coming. We got, soldiers coming in. So they're going to be buying houses. So the homes are moving. It's just, like we said, be prepared with your home. And then buyers, please negotiate. I'll tell you right now, we got an appraisal right now, $30,000. We got the price 30,000 under appraisal. Right. That's what I'm saying. Negotiate.
that's
Talk
good.
to you. Yeah, just ask for it. That dude, I said, hey, look at these 20 items on this list of the amendments to address concerns. So when you buy a home, you get the home inspection. Then once you get the inspection back, you create an amendment to address concerns. There's like 24 items on this list. I'm like, I'm gonna ask for all of it. Guess what happened, Brandon?
All of it.
They did all of it without even blinking an eye. They didn't even blink an eye. They're like, yeah, okay, no problem. We'll get our contractor over there to get all this. I'm like, whoa.
Like, yeah, we get it. We get it. We lived in the house. We know. We know.
So I'm like I said, if you're out there as a buyer, you just negotiate, man. Don't be afraid, man. Just make the stab. Like, who knows? Like I always tell my buyers, I'm like, what's the worst gonna happen? They
They
say
say
no.
no.
That's the worst.
Okay.
So what's going on in Effingham, buddy?
Yeah. So let's head over to Effingham side of town over here. We'll start with Rincon for a second. So we got Rincon. Rincon is down in new listings. Oh, people are staying put in Rincon. The days on market is up 107 days.
Be ready. Buckle up in Rincon.
That's no good.
Get ready for the ride.
I mean, I had a rough one in Rincon. I was like, this is going to be a headache. And I got a contract in 2 weeks. So I don't know. Up to, whatever floats your boat. The median price, though, is down. It's under $300,000, which, I mean, affordability
Oh,
wise, that's what's up. The closed sales are up, though. You got 47. Big numbers, ringing big numbers. Homes for sale is up, so people putting their houses on the market, and they're, I guess, closing in a way. But you're going to sit for a little bit, and that's fine. But your price per square foot is down 8%, so you're sitting about 181 per square foot. So keep that in mind. But so what the numbers are telling us right now is that buyers are still active in Rincon, and Rincon is still a place that people want to be. They like the space. They like the lower taxes. They like, you know, just the drive out there might be a little rough for you, but that's fine. But again, buyers are taking their time. They they don't have to chase down and hope for and cross their fingers. They get to, take a moment, take a breather, weigh out the pros and cons, and actually make a decision that makes sense for them. And as a seller, obviously, they're still selling, so pricing, presentation, all of that matters right now. This is not the, post it up and it's gone tomorrow kind of thing. But we'll move on to the Rincons, or the Guyton. Guyton. It's such a funny name. Actually, when I moved to Effingham County, I saw, before I did, I was like, I kind of want that license plate because Effingham cracks me up.
That is
I don't
funny.
know why. Childish.
Yeah.
But so the new listings in Guyton, those are down 43%. You're sitting at 55 right now. That's not good. But your days on market are down. So I mean, y'all pretty much saved almost a whole month on the days on market, which is great. So the houses are flying off the market a little bit better there. But your median price again is over that. It's 337. Getting a little bit pricey, but you're also getting a lot of square footage. You're getting a lot of land. You're getting
Yeah.
space. You can't knock on your neighbor's window and be like, "Can I get the toilet paper?" But the sales aren't moving as crazy as they were. They're down 12% from last year. And then you got the homes for sale, which are up. So people are putting them up. I guess they got to go. But you're only up by 18%. So that's nothing crazy. Your neighbor still kind of likes you, I'm sure. Maybe. And your price per square foot went up 4%. So, I mean, what does this mean? I mean, Guyton, you're a little bit of an outlier over there. We like it. We see you. So while there are fewer closed sales happening overall, the homes are still selling and actually moving a little bit faster than they were a year ago, which is a positive thing when it comes to Guyton. Love you, Guyton, except for your service. Like, you get no service out there. Um, at the same time, the inventory is growing, which means that buyers still have options over there. So the buyers that want that land and that space, there you go. Go to Guyton, unless you don't like the traffic or the drive from Savannah. So Guyton's a pretty cool place, but compared to Rincon and everything, you can really see the different kind of markets within the same county and how they're behaving, which is nice, which is why we're doing it. So you can weigh out your options over here. And Rincon had more closed sales, but longer sales time. Like, you had more closings, but you sat a lot longer. While Guyton had fewer closings, but they were gone. So, Patrick, if you were talking to someone trying to decide between like Rincon and Guyton, what factors beyond the numbers would you like tell them to consider?
Well, I think it really boils down to, and tell me in the chat if I'm wrong or right, but if you live within the area, for me, if I was going to decide, okay, if I'm moving to Rincon or Guyton, I'm still trying to be a little bit away from civilization, a little bit, right? I'm not, because Rincon's not far away. You can still get to restaurants, you can get to grocery stores and all that stuff in Rincon, but you're still a little bit away from Savannah. So kind of got a little breathing room, right? There's parts of Rincon where you're basically in Springfield. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can be in rural Rincon, but I think Guyton is more rural than Rincon for sure.
For sure.
You get parts of Rincon that, like you said, you can't get signal. You don't know where you're at. You're hoping, everything's gonna be good. So, if you want more space and more quiet, I go to Guyton. If you're going to be you want to be close to shopping, but still be a little rural, I would go with Rincon. But to be honest with you, I really do enjoy Port Wentworth where I live, even though it's been getting crazy with the traffic and, we're still fighting data centers here, which, we want to keep fighting until we either shut them down or they force me to move. One of the two. So, but Port Wentworth right now, the new listings are down by 60%. Days on market up by 13% to 71 days. So not bad when you look across the area. Everybody's over that almost at that 3-month mark. You're still sitting pretty close to the 2-month mark in Port Wentworth. So it's still happening. Yes, and Pembroke is great for space. You're right. Kind of gives you that Guyton type feel there, Megan. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Median home sales price up by 3% in Port Wentworth. Closed sales up by 8%. Homes for sales up by 21%. And the price per square foot down by 4%. So, I mean, just like everywhere else, buyer activity is up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I would say Port Wentworth to me is like, I think the prices are good, right? You can get good new construction homes if you're into that kind of thing. They do have some really cool, like different types of homes in Port Wentworth too, if you want to check that out. So I think it's really attractive, but you just got to be aware of the traffic on 21. Like you're going to be dealing with it for a long time. If you come Rice Creek way, if you're down by Bonnie Bridge and all that stuff, actually they're the older part of Port Wentworth, they're rerouting traffic for trucks. So like actually downtown Port Wentworth is going to be doing a lot better for truck traffic and all that kind of stuff. And they're actually trying to beautify down there. So, I mean, that's long time down the road, but that's kind of what they're looking on. And now we're going to your stomping ground there, Brandon. What about Pooler?
Oh, before I jump into Pooler, I'm gonna double down on Megan's thing. Pembroke, great for space. If you are looking for a property that has just over 6 acres with a house with 4 bedrooms and 2 baths, we got you.
Yeah.
350, 355. Give us a call.
What's the address of that house?
It's 325 Groveland Neville's Road in Pembroke. It's a great house. Yeah, like Megan said, it's a great house. It has little fences and stuff, so if you want to have little goats or little chickens and stuff like that, or if you are that person that actually likes to live outside but sleep inside, you know, you got all kinds of space. It's really great. So, just gonna throw that out there.
There it is, right there. Boom! Look at that.
Great, it's great. They did a whole bunch of work to it. It looks really nice. It has a lot of space. That's
a nice kitchen.
Yeah, it's big too. Yeah. They did a good job. They did a lot of the fixings when they bought it. So it's in great condition.
So if you're looking in Pembroke for 6 acres of space.
Yeah.
Wait for the land. Where's the land at? There it is. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Cool.
That's wonderful. Now back to our regular scheduled. So we'll jump into Pooler, which I think is one of the more interesting markets on our update for this month. We got new listings are down. New listings are down in Pooler. The days on market is up 53%. That's not good. Median sales price, we're up 6%. New listings are down, days on market are up, but our median sales price is up too. Good job, Pooler. And the closed sales are down 40%. What's happening right now? Homes for sale. Oh, we're up 23%. That's great. Don't we love that? Lots of inventory, less sales. Median price somehow goes up. Days on market skyrockets. It must be the infrastructure.
Hey, Tony, thank you for jumping on, buddy. He says, is it still cooler in Pooler, Brandon?
I mean, because I'm here, that's the only cool part about it. But other than that, no-ish. No-ish. Pooler just has all this stuff, which makes it really frustrating that the stuff I can throw a football and a baseball pretty far. I'm kind of manly like that in those ways. But it'll take you 25, 30 minutes and I could throw a baseball to it. So that's Pooler for you. We love it here. It's just getting better and better and better every day. So what the takeaways for Pooler is the market it's not slowing down in just one direction. The prices are still remaining strong over here. Buyers are still taking longer to decide, do I want to deal with the Pooler traffic or do I want to buy something with less traffic? Obviously, the inventory is growing. but homes just aren't moving as quickly as they did before, which it's fine if you're patient, but if you're not, then maybe hold out a little bit. So if you're looking to buy in Pooler, might be a great negotiation thing, but you may be trading off some traffic driving and some frustrations with the lights because they don't work properly. But so
Properly or fast enough for you? Or long enough for you?
same, but different. There's like one light in Pooler that actually gives you a long enough light to actually get onto the road. And
That's
that's coming off
coming
the
off the
16.
16, right? Yeah, that light is great.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was almost all the way at the right when you get onto the on ramp, and I only sat through two lights. Like it's a pretty good light if people actually pay attention, which they don't so much. But it's fine. It's fine. But speaking of all the changes, oh, we all know Brandon is a speed racer. No, I'm not. I've calmed down. I don't drive like that. I'm trying to get where I'm getting, and I need to go there fast. Okay, just kidding.
Yeah,
I drive
makes sense.
responsibly now. I can't afford a Tekka. But speaking of all the changes that is necessary, Pooler residents right now had a lot to say lately about the growth, the infrastructure, the taxes, and the what? Public comments. So we're gonna shift gears a little bit right here and jump into that really fine chord that Pooler City Council is picking away. That's really frustrating the community right now.
Well, let me just put some chat on here real quick. So Megan said we need more buyers in the market. Thank you, Megan. The traffic isn't laugh out loud. Great ideas for growth for infrastructure before those ideas are put into place. Same difference. And we all know Brandon's a speed racer in the car. Absolutely. So, I would say very shocked. We've been listening to this. I've been hearing this for the past week about the public comment. It kept coming up all over the daggone place. So we kind of want to say, they removed the public comment from the end of the city council meetings report in Pooler. So we're going to play what the mayor said about it, and then we're going to read of what a city councilman says about it, and then we'll see what's going on. So here we go.
Mayor Williams says the change applies only to the general public comment period held at the end of the city council meetings and does not affect opportunities for residents to speak during public hearings or on items listed on the agenda.
If you want to come to a council meeting, as you saw tonight, they had the opportunity to talk about anything on the agenda. Anything and everything. I will continue to do that.
The announcement sparked debate online and drew residents to Monday night's council meeting, where some hoped to speak about issues not on the agenda. Under the new format, they were unable to address council in person.
This is a real loss for the residents of Pooler, not being able to address their council on general matters that aren't on the agenda. I was here today. I wanted to continue to push the city to adopt data center moratoriums and, a strong ordinance. And I and other residents here no longer have the forum to do that.
The fact that she's squashing the ability for people to make public comment during a public meeting is the thing that's of concern.
Ooh, man, they are not happy. So we asked Michael Carpenter, he's a city council member, to come on the show and talk about this with you guys so you can answer the questions. But he had a scheduling conflict, but he did write us back an email. So I'm going to read some of the email back to you. So this is what he said.
It's lengthy.
He wanted to say thank you for inviting me to the show. Okay. I said, I also want to acknowledge the level of public interest and discussion around recent updates to how public comment is structured during council meetings. As had been shared in prior remarks from the mayor regarding meeting procedures and agenda management, there are multiple avenues for public participation, including state-mandated public hearings for zoning and conditional use matters, as well as public comment opportunities on agenda items before council. The adjustment that has generated the most discussion involves public comment at the end of the agenda, which previously provides residents the opportunity to raise general comments, concerns, or topics not otherwise included on the meeting agenda. As the mayor has noted, the intended or the intent behind these structures is to maintain orderly and effective meetings while continuing to provide meaningful opportunities for residents to engage. This includes expanded communication tools online, along with other ongoing channels like email, office hours, and social media. He does have office hours, him and Aaron Henry. I've been to Aaron Henry's, didn't have a chance to go to Michael's. I got sick. Public engagement is not static. It is an evolving process that is continually assessed to ensure it remains accessible, responsive, and effective for the community. The mayor and my fellow council members, he'd like to thank them for their continued commitment to effective governance and meaningful public access to input. So, Brandon, after hearing the mayor and after hearing the city council person, you're a Pooler resident. Well, how do you feel about the way they view these public comments as being, you have your opportunity? How do you feel about that?
Honestly, after going through the process, I'm thinking I have my opportunity to fill out a comment card and submit it, which they give you 24 to 48 hours to get a response back, but you have to submit your comment in 24 hours before the meeting for it to get approved. I just think this is just one more way to irritate the Pooler residents, and it's not a good look, especially when transparency is such a huge issue right now.
Right.
You can't run on transparency and literally for the public comments and then take them away because you don't like what people are saying at the meetings and you don't want to be held up. You don't want to have to be there too long. Maybe.
Well, let me show you what she had said when she just got elected, the day after she got the nomination to be the mayor. Here we go.
I really want the talent and the views of our residents to be heard. The first policy change would be to open our city council meetings back to public comment. I mean, there's a lot whereby citizens can now get involved in the near future.
Of course. In the near future, once you take office officially, we know that Pooler has grown a lot over the last few years, and that's only going to continue with the Hyundai plant coming in Bryan County just down the street. How are you planning to manage that growth?
It's called smart growth, and that's a term that's really used
smart growth
in a blanket way without really
what does that mean?
What the true meaning is. But smart growth is the opposite of automobile-based suburban development. And there's concepts that you can use. I mean, we've got a lot in the works already with infrastructure improvements. Quaker Road, Pooler Parkway, and Pine Barren. All those things are going to continue to go forward for our infrastructure, but we need to think about what we're approving before. Is the infrastructure in place? But it's vitally important for our small businesses, large businesses, and residents to have the infrastructure in place for them to thrive.
Like she said, it's important to have the infrastructure in place first, right? And it's important to have talented people be able to share their views at the city council, is what she said.
I'm confused about smart growth because I haven't seen anything smart about any of this growth over here. I'm still waiting on the smart. The smart growth thing kind of threw me for a minute whenever I saw it for the first time, and I was like, I'm confused. If you go back and watch the Pooler video from, I mean, you don't have to, but you should, from when we interviewed with the Pooler, and how a lot of things were out of their control, but then some were in their control. I just don't get it.
Oh, wait, now that you say that, that was like 2 years ago. Well, yeah, okay. All right, okay. Let's read Megan's comment here because I want to see what she said. Because she used to work at Hyundai, right?
Yeah.
No, I am woman, hear me roar. Let me speak my public mind. I'm not even a Pooler, and it makes me bothered. Hyundai wasn't smart growth either, by the way. No, they're just sucking all the water out of the ground for everybody over there. Like, you guys don't need this water stuff. Stupid.
No, have you driven out there after the Hyundai plant? Tell me how 12 roundabouts right at the when you get off and on the interstate is a smart idea. I don't get it. I just this whole thing with the Mm, it makes me irritable. I just don't like what specific problem was this change intended to solve when they took the public comment away. I'm confused.
I mean, put it in the chat. What do you think it is? I mean, it's, for me, I would imagine saying if you're reading, Michael Carpenter's quotes, it's just for an orderly, meeting. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, right?
My
If you
favorite.
don't mind, and please in the chat, if you want to yell at me, that's fine. I'm going to play devil's advocate on purpose. Okay,
You're doing this. Yeah, I was about to say you're doing this on purpose to irritate me.
not to irritate you, just to think about it for a second. So, say for instance, 200 people show up to talk about, the traffic light, right? The thing. And 200 people are talking and they get 3 minutes apiece. That's 600 minutes of just talking. If we're not even including transitions, like, do these city council people who out there is just praising the city council at all for anything good they've done?
Who out there said, "Hey, run for city council"? So
I'm just saying, you sit there and just take all this backlash when you don't have to. Like, I mean, come on.
But you knew what it was whenever you raised your hand and asked to be elected.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Here's the thing. Thankless job, right? It's funny. Someone asked, "Do you want to run for city council?" I'm like, dude, no way in hell. Why? I just become the enemy immediately. I mean, is that true? Like, tell me, when you see someone on city council, you either don't know who they are, or you hate them.
I mean, it's definitely easier to point a finger at a city council member, but if you don't go to city council meetings and you don't know what's going on, you don't see who says nay that tries to be helpful. But then maybe that one nay person is not getting the thank you for actually saying nay, and that's what we wanted because you listened to the people. It's just like city council as a whole, because the majority wins. So there's no thank you.
You say no.
No thank you.
Thanks. Okay. All right. Here we go. When is Benton going to open up? It should be soon. Like this summer.
Benton is not part of the smart growth, okay? Don't worry about it.
And it's only going to help us out, Big Tone. It ain't going to be helping them downstream over there where it's hell on Benton down there in Pooler. Megan, I have the traffic. The takeover of the homeowners and the land over there is garbage. What the hell is she talking about? What did I miss?
I mean, probably a lot.
Yeah,
I think it's politics. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It sounds good that you want to hear what people have to say. But when you actually have to do it, you're like, wait a minute. Yeah, I mean, there's a way to structure it. I agree, but they did. They put it online. Everybody got mad. So, I mean, I don't know. They structured it the way they wanted to eliminate that. And you just said it's better. See, I knew that.
Facts.
Tony said, good point, Brandon.
Thanks, Tone.
Pat is just going to become the head of the HOA in Rice Hope, and then all Airbnbs are out. Day one, as I walk in there, you can Brandon. If you do a future market sip about HOAs and I don't kill the Airbnb immediately, play it. Oh yeah, Hyundai plant. Got you, girl. I got you. Thank you. All right, so let me see this. Okay. Why? All right. Let me ask you, Brandon. Why was the online public comment implemented as a replacement rather than like an additional option, which could have been like easily handled?
I think that's literally the $1 million question right now. If you listen to any of the conversations they're having, is we wanted to give people more of an opportunity, and people who can't come, and people who aren't able to make it, and this and that. But why stop the people who can make it, who actually can stand up face to face and have that conversation with you? I feel like in person has a lot bigger effect than it does when submitting a comment card that may or may not be used or saw or read and probably responded by a bot.
Whoa, bots.
I'm just saying. So, I mean, I'm curious about you guys. Like, how do you feel? Do you agree that it should be more of an addition rather than a replacement? I'm curious. Let us know in the chat. We want to know.
Put it in the chat. It does make it easier to ignore online. I mean, that's sure. For sure. It is easy to ignore online. And that's the thing is, like, how are these? So, Brandon, you put in a comment, right? Like, have you heard anything yet?
No.
Okay.
This, and I put it in yesterday afternoon.
Right. When we were preparing for this, right? Got nothing.
And I wasn't asking about anything on the agenda. I didn't ask anything crazy. I was just like, hey, I'm just curious. How does this work? Can you explain this to me? Which I don't know if that makes them like, pish posh, spam.
Your own citizens spam.
I'm really curious. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. I get that you want to go home to your families if you have them.
I mean,
you want to do those things, but.
Well, we do have a Facebook comment I want to read real quick from Uma. She is recovering from something right now. God bless your soul. Hope you have a speedy recovery, Uma.
Yeah.
But here's what Uma said. Based on what I have gathered in the ORRs and the reading poolers ordinances, we can file for declaration relief and injunction to restore comments. I have sent an email to the council of the mayor asking them to do so and warning them that she'll take legal action. I urge you to do the same. It can be as simple as, based on the pooler ordinances, the facts that there are no evidence to support Mayor Williams' alleged basis for removing comments, I'm asking you to restore comments. If you fail to do so, I will file legal action for violating my First Amendment rights. Once you do that, we can work on whether we file together or it needs to be separately. So Uma's trying to put action together to try to get it restored. Who else is involved in that? Who else wants to get on board?
Oh my God. Uma is a bab for sure. Love her. I hope she's doing better. If you watch this, it'll probably be after, but I hope you're feeling better.
I hope you're feeling better.
She's so sweet. And she's all in it too. She knows about everything. She's a good person to have in your corner if you've got questions or want to know what's going on in Pooler. Even though it's probably making her sick. See, Megan likes me. Megan supports me. She gets it. Because it makes it easier to ignore it if it's online instead of in your face. My thoughts. Don't you love that? Thanks, Megan. Thanks for having me back. So, I just don't get like what. This part is frustrating me to the part where I don't know if I have nice things to say anymore.
Well, I think the biggest part is, like, Brandon, like, how can residents be assured that their online comments will be reviewed and being considered at the same? Like, how do you know that your comment is even being considered? And here's the one thing I would say that is frustrating, right? Is that, you know, they do have their city council meetings online for transparency, right?
Right.
So people can come and see it, right? So, like, the and would have been better than the instead of, right? Because then you could add both, right? But now here's the thing about public comments I don't think people are really thinking about, right? Is that sometimes you just want to bring something up that hasn't been thought about, and maybe other residents were thinking about it, but they didn't ask the question, and then boom, you're up there asking the question. I'll give you an example. I'm at the Port Wentworth talking about data center moratorium, right? There's 10 of us there, 3 for data centers, and I don't know what the other 7 were employees, and then 2 were just like citizens. Well, as I'm walking out after talking about the moratorium, the 2 citizens come up to me and they're like, "What is going on with this? I had no clue." I said, "Yeah, the data centers are terrible, and they're gonna murder the values of our homes." They're like, "Let's sign a petition." I was like, "Here you go." They signed it right on the spot, but that would have never happened had that moment been taken away from me, right? So, I mean, Brandon, like, how are they going to make sure? How are they going to make sure everybody's comments are read? Please tell me.
All I'm going to say is you shot yourself in the foot. They're going to see this on YouTube, and they're going to be like, "Oh, no more public comments over here in Port Wentworth." Yep. You already did it. This is why they stopped doing the public comment. But
here's the solution. The solution is the market SIP, is where your public comments can live.
I'm facts, and sometimes get a little crazy. So,
and we don't care.
It just doesn't make sense. It's you're silencing people. You're taking this away from them so they can't actually participate. It's like back in the day, it was like neighbors. Like you talk to your neighbors, you communicated with them. Like your neighbors knew before you did about what happened in your house. Sure, but like now it's about keeping people separated. You put a comment in there. You submit a comment. Not that anybody's going to read all of them if they could, but like you submit a comment, but then it just goes into a database. There's nowhere to like, how do I view all of the comments that were made to where you can learn about these things that are going on, that you can be aware of things happening around you? You can't. Sorry, not on the agenda.
Well, maybe they'll change that. Now they hear our voices here, maybe Uma's voices, and maybe they change it back. They're like, oh, you know what? I did not think it was going to be this much of a backlash. What do you think about that? It could happen.
It could. I'm not going to hold my breath because I can't for that long, but it could. I just don't see much hope in that, given the records, if you know what I mean.
Right. No, I agree. And, you got things like when you're talking about the overgrowth, that like the thing across people were probably screaming at the top of their lungs for that development that's happening on Pooler Parkway, right by Pine Barren, by the Wawa. Because you guys definitely need 1,000 more apartments right there, right?
Shut up.
Because the Wawa needs customers.
Readily
available to only them.
I mean, Wawa has some good. Walmart is the only gas station that I've ever spent over $80 in the store at one time.
That just tells you how bad inflation is when you just spent $80 on gas station food.
No, we were in Pennsylvania, and
so it's just expensive in Pennsylvania.
Well, yeah, it is.
Was there 20 people?
No, there's the line to get a sub. I stood in line to get a hoagie or whatever. I stood in that line for about 25-30 minutes, and it was damn near 11 o'clock at night.
What? For a sandwich?
I'm telling you, those subs compete with Publix. I'm not gonna lie. This one, when they have all the stuff in stock, but
tell me in the chat, are you waiting 25 minutes for a Wawa sandwich, please?
Order online.
In the chat.
Order online.
Oh, okay.
Order online. But they have a lot of fresh food. They got a lot of it just seems the better quality. You can tell the bread tastes really good. It's
okay. All right. Oh, there we go. Yeah. See, I didn't even think about that, Teresa. Of course, I didn't think about it.
Stop it.
We need one more. You know what would be cool if you could get out of one drive-through of Chick-fil-A and drive right into another one. You know what I'm saying? Just what I just got done with my 6-piecer, now I'm driving in another one. That'd be perfect.
All the traffic I sat in to get out of one to get into the next.
Get right back into it, but they're so nice. I don't think we'll be able to find that many nice kids. That's probably the reason why. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the kids have to be nice. So maybe they ran out of nice children. Huh?
They're like, can you say my pleasure? They're like, F off. I'm like, okay, never mind.
Megan said, we need one in Richmond Hill. And they're just throwing out all over the place. Why don't they have one in Richmond Hill?
Because there's not one in Richmond Hill already. They need to stay together. They need to make their way out that way.
Megan answered the question. It's because Pooler's hogging them all.
Honey, take them.
Go to the public comment and tell them to stop approving Chick-fil-A's. Oh, you can't.
Put that in the suggestion box.
In the suggestion box. Put it in there. Put it as a super chat. It's a super chat me on this one. There you go. Tell them about super chats over the Pooler City Council. Maybe your comment will get raised up to the top.
They're going to be like, I'm sorry, that's not on the agenda today, so we're going to bypass that.
Super chat. Oh, there we go. We did that one comment because they super chatted it. Thank you for the money. I appreciate it. Your chat is now approved. But Brandon, is there anything else you want to say about this Pooler problem that's going on? Because I think we have talked about it ad nauseum. I mean, the horse has been kicked
At
like
nauseum.
halfway down the road and it's starting to get flies and stuff. Like we kicked this horse to death.
Yeah. Why would I kick the horse? Kick the
I don't
can. Kick a can. Why would you kick a horse? But no,
Well,
like
that's a whole different saying.
okay, well, it makes no sense to me.
Yeah, the can down the road is not the same as the kicking the dead horse. This is two whole different sayings.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I get it. It makes sense now when you say it together. But
Kick the can into the horse's face. Into the dead horse's face.
No. I always wanted a horse. I have a soft spot for horses. Stop it. It's making me upset like this public comment thing is.
Well, I want to say thank you for everybody for coming on, for chatting with Teresa, Megan, Josh, everybody that came on. I really, really appreciate it. And don't miss next week. Brandon, I didn't even get a chance to tell you who we got next week yet.
Shocker.
I just found out David Dilly's coming back. He's actually running now. He's like he's got his big boy pants on.
He's got his big boy pants on. Hope you got the water, I got the sweat cloth.
So
Savannah, food enthusiast, love you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for coming on, Big Tone. Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Come back next week for David Dilly, baby. Talk to you guys soon.
Good night.
All right.